Hello and welcome to another episode of 3 Minute Game Pass. I'm Nathan. Today I'm going to tell you this Game Pass game is worth your time and bandwidth, and today's game is Back 4 Blood. Finally, a zombie shooter game, because we don't have any of those on any platforms. Is this successor to Left 4 Dead worth checking out, or is it just, another zombie game? Back 4 Blood is a cross-release on Xbox and PC. It is XS optimized for 60 FPS, among other things. Features cross-save and cross-play, not just with PC, Xbox, but also PlayStation to kind of widen that pool, which is pretty cool. The playtime for this game, it takes about 2 to 3 hours to beat an act, but expect a lot more hours overall, as this is a game that is meant to be replayed. So what exactly is Back 4 Blood? Well, it's a co-op focused first-person shooter zombie game feeling very similar to Left 4 Dead, where you and 3 friends, randos, or bots, are tasked with completing stages rife with the undead, usually culminating in a big event of some kind. The game has 4 acts, with the final one basically being a final boss, with sub-acts that chain together a bit of a mini-story. Once you beat an act in order, you can start anywhere within its steps you wish to replay or continue. Fail a mission twice, you gotta start the run over. This game does have a progression system in the form of cards. Before each mission, the game pulls from a deck of cards, either a pre-made one or one you made yourself, and you can choose to add one of those cards to your skills as an ability. These include all sorts of things like healing on melee, improved bullet damage, more armor, more health, etc. The enemy director also gets random cards that affect your playthrough, ensuring that no run is exactly the same. These cards are really where the meat of the game comes in, as you earn points by completing missions and can then buy more of them. Cards always appear in the order you put them in your deck, meaning you can stack the deck based on how you want to play through the stage. Want to focus on melee? Make a melee focused deck and pair it with a melee focused character. Want to play long range sniper? Similar idea, similar cards to accommodate that. Cards and how you use them can dramatically affect your playstyle. Aside from that, in mission there are a few customization options, including a primary and secondary weapon, which you can find upgrades for, a support item, a utility item, and an offensive item. You also find copper throughout the stage, which you can use to buy upgrades between missions, which is kind of similar to CSGO in a weird way. So essentially, it's Left 4 Dead, but with a card-centric progression system and an emphasis on teamwork throughout. So what do I like about Back 4 Blood? Well, I found the card system to be really great. At first I was kind of annoyed by it, I find these things a little obnoxious, but once I got a good assortment of cards, I found myself pretty sucked in to trying to figure out how to perfect my deck for the ultimate melee build, and then later the ultimate shooting build. So, good choice with the card system. It's really fun, especially once you start getting a handful of them. Shooting also feels solid, which is a must-play for this type of game. Not really much more to say about that. I thought the shooting was really great. And lastly, the game is a good mix of challenging and fair, requiring some co-op strategy to beat on some of the harder levels. It's very addicting in that way, in that it feels like a challenge you're overcoming, but isn't so hard that you're just going to get frustrated. When it comes to the bad, the solo options on this game are pretty much a joke. You don't get achievements for playing solo, and the bots are absolutely brain dead. It's like they're encouraging you to play with people. The bots are so bad. I don't know how these bots are so stupid. It's just as dumb as in the beta. It also doesn't share this level of depth of a similar type of game like Vermintide 2 or Deep Rock Galactic that have much deeper progression systems outside the main loop of gameplay. And lastly, this game's pretty buggy. I understand it's a release date game, so the bugs and glitches are pretty bad on the Xbox and way worse on PC, so if you're playing on that platform, watch out for that. Tales Rate games on a 3-point scale, must play, maybe consider, don't bother. Despite what I thought was a disappointing beta and some content woes, I do think Back 4 Blood is a hell of a good time and is a must play, especially if you can get a handful of friends to play with. It evokes the feeling I had when I played Left 4 Dead the first time with buddies over a decade ago, and the card system kept me coming back and trying to figure out new and weird builds. While I don't know yet if it has the longevity of other games of its style, like Vermintide 2 or Deep Rock Galactic, it is absolutely worth picking up and playing through an act or two and some 4-player undead murder. And that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. Go out there and enjoy the hell out of Back 4 Blood.